Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at On the Rocks, which is a movie. Although I'm scarred from the narrative world, this is something that I would want to shoot. Why? Because it is so simple, yet so well done in its approach to coverage, which means if the coverage and the blocking make sense and they're easy and you're not looking in 10,000 different directions in a place, guess what? You can shoot really fast and you can make it look really, really nice. And this is my go-to example for that. There is no better thing for a cinematographer than to look, right? Sometimes it's nice to get fancy and you want to do big moves and techno crane things and you want to be on the Russian arm and you want to see cars exploding, flying through the air. That for me, that doesn't really do it. I want simple. I want two people sitting down having a conversation and I want to try and think of every single little thing that's going to make it better. I want to think the little tiny backlight. I want to think the little ambient in the background. I want to think what's the most efficient way we can cover this? How fast can we get in and out and make it look great and maximize the juice from the squeeze? Like how can we get the most out of the mouth, out of the time that we have on set? And there is no better example than this movie. So we're going to be looking at it a few different times. If you want to see the entire breakdown, if you think that you get better as a cinematographer looking at this stuff, which I don't know how you can't get better dissecting other people's work, because the whole job is to make decisions. And if you analyze other people's decisions, see exactly what they led to, chances are that's going to make you a better person and a better cinematographer. Maybe it won't. I have no idea. Just works for me. The best place to do that is in Patreon. It's in the description below. You can find a link there. There's lots of other people just like you who are trying to get better. They're probably better than you, but that's beneficial for you because they'll help you get better faster, right? It's a simple equation. Would you rather be terrible for longer or better faster? You decide. Okay, so let's have a little look-see at a very simple scene, right? This is the office scene. If you're familiar with the Vaudeville system of coverage, this is the office scene, except rather than in an office, guess what? It's in a restaurant. Oh, two people talking, server comes up. It couldn't be any easier on the page. How good, how nuanced can we make it? We're about to find out. Cut to, different scene. They walk in the door. Now, what's the hard bit about walking in the door? We don't want to see in there, and we definitely don't want to follow them in because then we're going to need this huge lighting setup to be able to deal with the exposure differences that happen. And we don't want that. So we go in, boom, different location, right? Entirely different location. All we do is we pump one big light this way in the background, then another through the doors. And we need simple coverage. Don't go in for close-ups. Don't go in to see everybody's reaction. It plays out in a little master, tracking, easy, and we're done. Boom. That's the whole location. That's the whole sequence at this place. Go to the next location. They're already in the restaurant. We don't see them go in the restaurant. We don't do any of that. They're already in the mix. And it's a really, really tight shot. It's not a big wide shot of the restaurant. Slightly backlit. I mean, again, this could be nighttime out there. If this is an actual location, and they're sitting, right? We don't follow them across the room. We don't do any of that. We jump time to they're already sitting down. And this sitting down, this is a 6-minute long scene. And we'll spend, the chunk here looking at it, but then the rest of the restaurant scenes, you're going to see it's the same exact coverage. So what are we doing here? We are doing everything we always talk about. Let's menace arm, from this direction over here, we'll menace arm a light mat. And we'll put a little diaper on the thing, right? Just to balloon it out a little bit so it's a little bit softer. But look at how much more softness is on him and how much darker she is, okay? This light coming from behind, this little light, we're lighting up something here, right? This light is coming from probably over here, shining this way. And then we flag it off of her to keep it from, lighting him up and then lighting her up too much. But we're just pushing level this way. We're into the L of the room. We're not really concerned with these people in the background. They're naturally getting lit from this window. So we got to worry about window and then we got to worry about our foreground. That's it. The rest of it is really falling where it falls, and that the location plays such a huge key here in making it halfway decent. We got a little bit of Bob Richardson effect there too when we go in for the close-ups using the white tablecloth. So this is our master shot, our master 2. We're going to come back to this a bunch. What other stuff do you think we need? Well, we need 4 shots on top of this. Just thinking out loud. I can't remember what they do. We're going to need over the shoulder to him in a sort of a wider shot. Then we're going to need over shoulder to him in a tighter shot as the conversation progresses. Same thing here. Wide, which is going to be like this, and then a close, which is going to be that close that we've seen the whole movie. Boom, there it is. Look at the exposure change between her face here, that fill side, and then that.
That light just comes out of nowhere, and it's beautiful. And we take that same light that was going over there in the background of the wider shot. Now we just move it. That way we only need one M18 for the entire shoot day. Right? Doesn't take much at all. Then we use our little light mat. We bring it way, way lower to the ground. Get this nice big soft shadow. Fill her in as much as we can. We want to make her look nice. And we shoot over Bill Murray's shoulder to give a little bit of that foreground. From there, back to our 2, this time slightly tighter. We see out the window more. Now we're straight into the closer of Bill Murray's shots. Right? We talk about easy. Boom. Easy. Look at how dark it is in the background. Get a little bit of something interesting up here. It's just about moving Bill Murray's chair for this to make sure that we're in the right spot to get a little bit of that, make it interesting. And then super shallow and roll the light around, right? You can see the reflection in his head. Fast forward, back to her shot, which we've seen. Okay, now the wider version. Same matching shot, same matching angle. Light halfway across the face. Don't care about the background. That's it. Surely it can't be that easy. Should we do the whole thing? Let's fast forward here. Okay, back to her medium, back to his medium, her medium, his, hers, closer. This is like a dream come true for a cinematographer. If you want to make every shot look as good as it can, these are the only shots you have to worry about. Oh, we got a little addition there. Forgot about that one. But this is, I mean, we haven't really changed anything on her. We're just, this is where I would, you know, in all honesty, this is the one I would probably fuck up, is because I would probably be like, man, she sort of looks like shit. She's so dark. It's like, well, that's the scene. She's dark in the scene. So I would probably leave this, and I'd probably like wrap a little bit of this around too much. And then you'd be like, well, that light sort of comes out of nowhere. It doesn't feel real. Well, if you want it to feel more real, just let it go. Same. Again, back to the 2 master. Look at how down she is. Keep going faster. Same shots, same shots. You got 6 minutes, like a 6-page day. And this is a 4-hour go for it, which is huge. Like the savings. And just how much you can get done. Okay, we go to the hands. Go to same shot. Oh, a little reposition there. What was that all about? Did I miss it? Oh, no, it's just a little subtle move on the head. This is Bill Murray got a little bit too excited. Okay, back again, back again. Come on. You see where this is going. You're like, oh, it's not that exciting. But it keeps you in there because the director knows what they're doing. They're letting the actors act. Back to the 2. And I think we're out. Like, well, how much more do we need to see?
Well, was I right or was I wrong? Right? Very simple coverage. There's wide. There's 2 mediums. There's 2 close-ups. That's it. How good can you make it? Right? And answer is you can make it look very, very good. And you don't need huge resources. You don't need an enormous team. These are the things where if you're writing for your budget, this is how you do it. Don't have a lot of money? This is how you do it. Even if you have a lot of money, you want to make it look really good? This is how you do it. So it doesn't work for all stories, but for the stories that I like, this is it. And it's a fantastic job. So I would encourage you to check out the whole thing. We'll probably be looking at more of these in the future just because it's very hard to find another example where they have come up with a strategy for blocking, for coverage, and it has worked so well, and it has allowed them to shoot so quickly that it just comes to mind. Every time I think simplicity, I think, how can we boil this down to what is going to make the biggest impact, and just let the people who are telling the story, which are the actors, let them do their thing. Like, let's put the pressure on them to see if they have the chops to be able to hold people's attention for an entire film, and on the director themselves to be able to push the story. It's like, here's the stage. This is it. This is the strategy that we've come up with. Is it going to look any good? Yeah. Why? Because we don't have to do 15 different location moves in a day. We don't have to cover 500, square meters of a walk and talk as you travel through 15 different lighting changes. Like, this is pretty basic, but it's basic done at the highest level. And that for me is interesting. It's what I like to see. So hopefully you enjoyed it. You learned something. If not, too late. You already watched the whole video. Sucks to be you. Okay, that's going to do it for this one. Many thanks. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.